Hello ladies, happy Friday afternoon. Yay, it's Friday. I didn't even remember. I am later than I planned to be today because I could not get myself organized to save my life. So today we are going to paint our Fall Scarecrow. We're going to start off with, I think I'm going to paint his face first. My phone's going off. We're going to start off with some buttermilk. It is Deco Art Americana buttermilk. And I'm going to add a touch of this dark chocolate. This is the one that I almost ran out of yesterday, but I've got another one. But I think there's just enough in here to deepen this up just a hair. Oh yeah, plenty. All right, so if you pop on, say hi, tell me where you're watching from. I'm gonna see if I can get you guys up on the computer over here so I can actually see the comments, because I have discovered that, hey Jenny, oh I can't see it from here. I can't see anymore. I had LASIK, 11 years ago, something like that, and it's starting to fail me, but I think that's part of old age. All right, well, I can't make it pop up right now. We'll paint and then I'll get it popped up in a little bit. I'm so glad you made it this time, Jenny. She missed me yesterday because I forgot to send her a message telling her I was going live. So I think what I've decided I want to do is I'm just going to paint from the hat down all what color I want the face to be, and then I'll paint over everything else later. And if I lose my lines, I have my tracer. I'm not terribly concerned about it. And I'm going to go ahead and do like the hair and stuff too, just so that it's all like the same color underneath and it's like cohesive. Yeah, this one was actually Jenny's idea. I had posted the digital image of it a few days ago, and then I got all excited about the I'm here for the booze because she was so stinking cute, that I had almost forgotten about this guy, and Jenny reminded me of it, and so I decided I'd go ahead and cut this one this morning. I got chunks of paint, like globs. I cut him this morning and we're going to paint him. I'm out of my regular wood, and my husband's had the truck at work, so I'm gonna have to wait till this weekend and go buy regular wood. I just have little bitty scrap pieces, so that's why I've been doing minis recently, but I'm kind of digging the minis. I think they would make like a good wreath attachment. So everybody seemed to love the I'm here for the booze. So I think I am going to offer it as a paint kit. And I think I decided, because I'm digging the little ones so much, that I'm going to offer it in both sizes. I originally designed it to be like 20 inches on the wide side, so its widest part is from this, can you see, this point over here to this right here. And so on this little one, that's about 11.5 inches. And on the big one, it'll be pretty close to 20. I think it's like 19.75. And then from here to here, it's 17-ish. On this one, it's 10 3/4. So we're going to offer both sizes as a paint kit, and it'll come with the wood cutout, which are cut by hand, so they're not laser etched, they're all cut by hand, and it'll come with instructions, paint, brushes, all the whole shebang, just like if you were coming to a paint party with me, all the stuff I would supply, I'm going to supply all of that in the paint kits. And I was attempting to put those online, which is part of why I'm unorganized and running late today. And so I will get those put up after we do this live. And then y'all have to give me a little grace on shipping. probably, I'd say 14 business days from the day you order it to the day it gets shipped, just because, like I said, I am cutting them by hand. I do have a few paint parties coming up, so I'll probably only do a very limited quantity, and they will probably only be available for like 10 days of ordering, and then I'll have to cut them off, and then maybe next month we'll do it again with something different. Alright, so I'm just painting a base color on his face just to get a little coverage. And this is Deco Art Americana. Oh, by the way, I did get the I'm Here for the Booze template on the website this morning. Like 4 o'clock this morning, I got that done finally. And so that's available. I know a couple of people have already picked that up. And then, like I said, this afternoon I'll get the paint kits offered. I think I'm going to get that file and put him on around. Absolutely, you could do that. I thought about putting it on around. Thought about putting him on around. I thought about putting on that one on around. But I do so many rounds that I feel like I kind of overkill on it. So I was trying to do something a little different. I can't seem to find my live. What is wrong with me? To be able to click on it so I can see everybody's comments. Let me switch back. It should cut on the laser. The S5. Yes, the you'll get a zip file, and it has the color mock-up in a JPEG. It has the line out in a JPEG. It has a PDF that will print on like multiple pages, and then it does have an SVG, SGV, LMNOP. I don't know, alphabets, they're hard. So yes, you'll get all of that. Hey, is that my live? No, what is wrong with my technical difficulties? I tell you what, this morning has been one after another for me. But it's all good. Oh, there we are. Mute. Okay. Yay, I found us. Awesome. Now I can actually see the comments instead of trying to look at it like that. Did I see Matt was on here? Hey, Matt. Happy birthday. It's a couple days ago, wasn't it? How old are you getting to be now? Alright, I think we've got a decent little base on here. Now I want to dip into that brown a little bit and just give him a little shading right here where his neck meets the scarf. Just showing some roundness to his head. I'm going to stick my finger in this wet paint again. And I'm just adding a little more of the light color as I go up. That way it gets a nice little gradient. I'm going to rinse that out just a hair. And add a little more light. Alrighty, so I just got the background is all glare. Let me see if I look on this side. Yeah, it's hard to see because the paint's still wet, so it's kind of glary. I'm actually going to go up just a hair more with that lighter color. Just evening him out. I can't talk today. Alright. Now, while his face is drying, and his little base coat, and I guess part of, ooh, I know what I want to do. So part of the reason why I wanted to go all the way down is there's a couple of little spots that stick out down here that are his burlap sack head. And so I want to make sure that they get shaded too. And then here. Because I want those pieces to be a little darker like the bottom of his face. Okay, now, while that's drying, I'm going to do his hat. We're going to do that in Holly Green. It's a Deco Art Americana as well. No, I keep having a really weird glare today. Can I see it over there? Holly Green. I didn't get the plastic off of this. Oh, wow. And right now I'm using about a 1 inch, maybe I guess that's about a 1/2 inch angle brush, but a flat brush will do just about the same thing. It's just what I have sitting here left over from yesterday because I didn't pick them up like I should have. Now this little piece out here is hair, so I'm not going to paint that green because I don't want blue hair. I want to add yellow on top of it. Actually, I think yellow and black, yellow and green end up turning black. Just trying to get right up next to that little hair piece without getting paint on it. Your paint party looks like so much fun. Oh my goodness. We have had so much fun at paint parties, girl. I love them. That's what my watch went off a minute ago, and it was somebody confirming an appointment I have next week to set up a new venue. I moved recently, and so I don't have all my old venues and my old paint party girls, so I'm kind of starting over from scratch, but that's okay. New area, new people, new fun. Makes you appreciate all the people that you had to paint with before. And you move and you lose them all and you got to start over. But that's also part of the reason why I want to offer this as a paint kit, is that I know all the girls that I used to paint with where I lived before would love to do some of these. And I mean, the only thing they're missing out on is me, they'll get everything else they would have at a party. Paintbrushes, paint, the whole shebang. Written instructions. They just won't have my smiling face to entertain them. I think I'm going to pick up a smaller brush to get that corner with. I've got to stop leaving these brushes in this water. So y'all are kind of trial running on this one with me today too, because I haven't painted this one yet, so we're all learning as we go on how this one's going to turn out. I might go back over that with another layer after I do the top. Go back to my bigger brush though. I'm glad you do this live. That's how I found you. Awesome. Yeah, I struggled with lives in the beginning, but I was just so, it's kind of like doing paint parties in the very beginning. And I was nervous as all get out to go do paint parties. And then at some point you just get so wrapped up in making sure that you got everything set up for everybody and that you're making sure they've got what they need and that you're on time and prepared and early. And I kind of go a little overboard. I like to set everything up beforehand. That way I can just pass out bags and door hanger blanks. And then they have everything they need, and that way I can focus more on serving them, taking care of their needs, rather than just running around giving people paint. And so in the beginning, I was just nervous Nelly, so bad. And then after a while, you just get so busy trying to make sure you got everything right that you kind of don't have time to get nervous, and you forget to get nervous. And that's how I am about the lives now. Man, it was a struggle to go live in the beginning. I was like, I know I need to do it. Everybody's doing it that's growing their business. They're doing lives. And I just couldn't bring myself to do it. But I get so nervous, and then I just sit there and be like, maybe tomorrow. I'm not going to hit that button today. Maybe tomorrow. And then like today and yesterday, I was getting everything set up almost right down to the minute that I pushed the button. So I didn't have a chance to get nervous. Just had to paint and go. Jenny, can you hear me okay? I always worry about that because I feel like I'm so far away from the tablet that I'm doing the live from that I can't tell if I'm talking loud enough. I know I get used to when I do paint parties, I talk really, really loud so that people can hear me from across the room. And then when I do these, I'm like, maybe I shouldn't scream. I'm going to go back up. I'm going to dry this for a second. And then I think I'm going to go back over that green. But I could do let's do that. I'll do the scarf while we're waiting on that. Oh, I got a tickle. We ran out of allergy medicine yesterday. And I haven't made it to the store yet. And it's definitely, it's allergy season all the time for me. This one's not open either. I should remember to open these before I get started. I think I have a pair of scissors somewhere. It's not there. There. Wow, I don't know what I've done with my scissors. Try not to open it with my teeth. I know I get in trouble when I do that. Somebody will fuss at me. You sound good. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Alright, so this color that I'm going to do his scarf in is called Cherry Wine. Let me turn that way. It's kind of a real deep burgundy, almost purpley color. And I've got a text number set up that you guys can text me if you want. If you text the word live, I gotta get my phone number. I wrote it down right here. It's 833-541-2918. Just text the word live to that number, and then when I go live, you'll get a notification, a text notification on your phone to let you know a little bit beforehand, so you don't miss any. Because I don't ever know exactly when I'm going to have time to do these. These afternoon ones seem to be working out a little better for me than when I go live in the morning. I think I have a lot of people that follow me that are on the West Coast. And so I think it's a little early for them when I go live in the mornings here. Okay, that's hair. I think I need my smaller brush. Let me get this part and then I'll get that smaller brush. Yeah, definitely need my smaller brush back. It's a perfect time for you. Good, 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 good. Can't see my line as much as I thought I could. I'm telling you, one of these days I'm going to get me one of them lasers, and then I won't have to worry about it. My lines will just be etched in. Can't wait. So like I was saying earlier, we do have the I'm Here for the Booze template on the website, wanderlustpainttribe.com. And then I'll be adding the paint kit for the boo as soon as I get off this live. I will go get that finished up. I started to put it on there and then I realized I was supposed to be doing something else, like paint and lie. So go, you know, that's what I've been preparing myself all morning for. I might want to actually go do it. And then these two are just like little circles where the knot is tied. Go back over that with another coat because it didn't cover as well as I would have liked for it to. It's not super opaque, but we're going to let that dry, and I'm going to come put a second coat on the green because it's that way as well to me. Oh, I might have some really exciting news coming up real soon. I've been talking to another small business owner, small business, not so small business, she's pretty decent, about doing a collaboration. So as soon as we get that all set up, can't wait to let y'all know about it. I'm excited. One of those people you kind of look up to as a small business owner, female mom, small business owner that's just rocking it. And, you know, it feels nice when somebody like that thinks you're pretty cool and wants to collaborate with you. So I'm super excited. So, like I said, I'll let y'all know as soon as we get all the details worked out, what's going on and what we're going to do. I think this guy's so cute. He's like a variation of one we did on canvas back several years ago when I first started doing paint parties. I started in 2014 doing paint parties, and this one we did on canvas. And then when I started doing door hangers, which, you know, I just really like door hangers better than doing canvas, just because I feel like you get more variety in it. But anyway, the background was just kind of blah, and then he was just sitting on the background, so I guess that's part of why I like the door hanger better, because you don't have to worry about having a background. He just is. But I wasn't, not that I'm great and wonderful now, but I wasn't nearly as good at designing things back then either. Get my little brush back out again just to go around that little corner. It is going to be so much fun. I can't wait to tell you all about it. So used to have a music playing when I paint. I feel like I need to hum or something, because we certainly don't want me singing. That's not a good thing at all. Okay, so I'm going to go back Yeah, this won't work. I'm gonna do this straight in the middle of his hat. The same color red as the bandana. A little water. In a good spot. Oh yeah, you can see me. It looks so much different on the screen in front of me than it does on the actual live. So I can't ever tell if I'm in the right spot. A little too juicy. Jimmy, did I ever tell you how much Jace really enjoyed that card? I got him a drone for his birthday, and he was like, you know, this card might be almost, if not more, cool than the birthday present. I was like, well, I knew you were going to like it, but I didn't know you were going to like it that much. He just thought it was nifty as all get out. Go back to that smaller brush again just to get in that little corner so I don't go over my green. There we go. Let's see, a little tiny spot where I didn't get close enough to the green. The white's peeking out. A little wood color. Okay. So, I think we'll go back over his handkerchief now. I think it should be dry enough for another coat. Yes, I'm glad that made your day because he thoroughly enjoyed it. He has it in his room on the he's got a big shelf that he keeps like all his Legos and stuff on, and he's got that card on that shelf. He was hanging on to that thing. I might be able to get that plastic off of there. Nope, I was wrong. I'll turn it now. Can't see if I turn it that way. I know it's up there. It is. Smaller brush. Just to get this little tie over here. Make sure I get a good second coat on it. having a craft fair in our little town first part of November, so I'll be getting geared up to get ready for it here real soon. Like, I haven't done a craft fair in many moons, so that'll be something a little different. Jenny, do you do craft fairs? I feel like I saw that on your page. Like farmers markets and craft fairs and stuff like that. I feel like I saw you with some pictures with you at the craft fair farmers market kind of place. And I'm just going to go back and go over his, the little band in the hat. Picked up a little chunk of paintbrush bristle or something over there. So yeah, I got some exciting stuff going on. I'm super happy about that, with the craft fair coming up and some new venues for paint parties. And then these few new designs and some paint kits. Well, it's going to be exciting. Lots of stuff to keep me busy. Alright. Yes, it's fun, but I do inside now that it's hot outside. Yeah. Yeah, it should be, I would expect, I think it's like November 2nd, so I'll expect it to be, you know, it's Georgia, it's not going to be cold or anything, but it at least won't be 90, 100. So, it should be decent, but it will be outside as far as I know. Alright, so now I'm going to do his hair. I'm going to do this kind of a deep mustardy color. It's called Deep Orchid. I don't know what that word is. Alright. I'll list these things out for y'all. And since I use the Deco Art Americana paints so much, because I do tend to like them, I've just downloaded all of their like color sheet into Procreate, and so when I color things in Procreate, I try to pick colors that are on that color sheet. I made little palettes in Procreate from their color sheet so that I can, you know, reliably be able to pick a color that's going to be a paint color I can actually find. He's going to be so cute. All paintings kind of have an ugly duckling stage where they kind of look like, do you know what you're doing? And then, especially paint parties are so much fun because people are like, you know, everybody gets nervous, and if they think, oh, I can't draw a stick figure, I can't do this, and then they start having fun and cutting up and laughing and painting, and then you get to the ugly duckling stage and you're like, I told you I couldn't paint. And they don't ever want to believe me. But once we get to the end and things start coming together, they get really excited. And they're like, oh, I can't believe I did that. I can't believe I did that. So that's one of the things I love about paint parties. It's just seeing the expressions on people's faces when they do something they didn't think they could do. I was going to say something else and it jumped right out of my head. Oh, I know what I was going to say. The other thing I like about it is, even though we're all painting the same thing, they're all just slightly different. Because, you know, we're different people, different personalities, different styles. And so each painting is just as unique as the people painting them. It's just so much fun. People love my sign, but don't always want to pay. Don't understand what we paint. Everything by hand. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of times they're like, oh, I can get that at the dollar store. I'm like, but it's not going to be the same quality. It doesn't have, it's just not the same. They don't understand how much time and effort and goes into handmade crafts. And that's why me as a handmade crafter, entrepreneur, try to, you know, purchase from other entrepreneurs. You know, and you don't have to purchase something sometimes to help people out. If you see somebody that does something and you've got a friend that, oh, I think my friend so-and-so would like your cards or your paintings or whatever, just share the information. That's so much help to small businesses. People just don't realize. But it's okay, because we're going to educate them, and they're all going to realize it at one point in time. The more you know. I'm really liking this color. I was going to go with a more yellow, and then for some reason at the last minute I picked this one. Well, I think it was the right decision. It is cute. Let's see if I can see my little hairlines over here. Let's see what time it is. Okay, at least I'm not running into almost school getting out time like I did yesterday. He wants me to pick him up today. It's only 2 blocks. And he's like, I don't want to walk. I've never been a particularly fast painter. But I think that's okay. I'm really excited to see. I know there's been a few people already this morning since well, I guess it's afternoon now, but since I put the Here for the Booze on the website today, I know there's been a few people that purchased it, so I'm really excited to see their end results, see how they turn out for them. Kind of like paint parties. They're going to all look just a little bit different because they're all done by just a little bit of a different person. We're not all the same in the way we paint. So everybody's unique personality comes out in it. I think I need my little bitty brush for this one hair. It's kind of got an angle to it. My watch is telling me I need to walk. But I don't think I can get up and do that right now. I have 19 steps left for this hour. I don't think I'm going to get them in. Okay, his hair is done. All right, now this time I'm not going to forget to do my pink cheeks like I did yesterday on the ghost. It was like the last thing I did because I almost completely forgot. Well, I did completely forget about it. So I'm going to use the same color that we used on the background and a little bit of the carousel pink and mix them together and make a little blushy color. Got a little paint skin on there. There we go. Ooh, that tickle. I'm going to have to go to the store after Jace gets home. Get us some allergy medicine because we don't have any between the two of us. I think I'm going to use the polka dotter to do the cheeks. I'm just going to use this to mix these two colors together and get me some blushy pink color. I might need just a tiny bit more pink in there. I don't want it like overwhelmingly pink, but I definitely want you to be able to see the difference between it and the rest of the face. Because I bet you a little girl scarecrow just came up to him and told him how cute he was, and he blushed. Alright, so these are little polka dotters. Get them on Amazon. They come in a bag of like a bajillion of them. And there's all different sizes. I love them. They make things so much easier when it comes to polka dots. Although this one's kind of dry because I used it yesterday and didn't clean it out. So I'm going to go right here by his little smile line and try not to get in his hair. And just press down and turn and lift up. And get me a little more paint on there for the other side. And press down and twist and lift up. And it leaves almost perfect little circles. I love these things. I think, look on here and see if you can. Oh, it's so delayed. I think you can see the pink. Yeah, that just now popped up. You can see it. All right, now we're going to do eyeballs. Ooh, I missed a hair. I could probably use one of the daubers for the eyeballs, but I think I'll just go ahead and paint it. I missed this one little twig of hair that was sticking out from up underneath his hat. Okay. Now, before I do too much, I want to go ahead and get this little patch on his hat done so it can be drying while I'm working on his face. All his eyeballs and, ooh, I'm going to get my arms out too so I don't forget about it. White, that's what I wanted. Uh-oh, it might be stuck. There we go. I was going to have to run in the kitchen and get the jar opener. I think I'm going to try and put it right next to my green so I leave myself a little room. So I know that day that was Jace's first day of school, I was painting and I was telling y'all about I was being a little nervous Nelly. But it went well. And he seems to be liking it and he's making new friends. This is his first time going to a new school. He's gone to the same school since he was in K4 until this year will be the first year he's gone to a different school. So he was really nervous. He's like, what if people don't like me? I'm like, everybody likes you. How could they not? So I'm just adding a little bit of white to that same green that we used for the hat, because he's got a little patch up here on his hat. They had, I think it's Spirit Day or something today, so they got to wear Hawaiian shirts. And he is so mad at me because we went school shopping. There were like, I don't know, 6 or 7 different Hawaiian shirts that he found while we were school shopping, and I wouldn't buy them because I'm like, babe, we're school shopping, we're not Hawaiian shirt shopping. And now it's 3-4 weeks into school, something like that. And they got Hawaiian shirt day. And he's like, I told you I needed a Hawaiian shirt. And you wouldn't get it for me. So, I'm bad mama right now. I think I want to do just a tiny bit of tidying up. There's one spot on the bottom of his face. I need some more buttermilk, but I got a little out of the lines. I'm going to tidy that up before I start doing any detail work, because that's pretty much all we got left is a nose and some lining. And this is where, you know, this is my favorite part, where everything starts to come together. Perfect. And then there's one more little spot down at the bottom here that I want to tidy up. And that's just me. It doesn't have to be. I mean, like I say at paint parties, this is supposed to be fun. It's not about learning how to be a masterful painter. It's about having a good time with your girlfriends or a good time with your family, or it's not that serious. The experience is way more important than the finished product. Although, like I said before, most of the time they surprise themselves with what they're able to do that they didn't think they could. Alright, that makes me feel better. I don't know why that was bothering me so much. What? Your next design in your head. Oh, I am actually thinking about some more Halloween stuff, but I don't really know where I want to go with it. I asked Jace to help me with it yesterday. I'm like, what do you think I should paint? And he was like, it needs to be a withered rose and a spider web and a house. And what else? He came up with all kinds of stuff to put in this Halloween design. But I just don't know what I'm thinking. I think I'm having the door hanger version of writer's block. But I think it's just because I got so many exciting, wonderful things going on right now that I'm just like nervously overwhelmed about all of it. So I definitely have a few. I want to do some more pumpkins. Something not necessarily Halloween-y, but fall. And then I want to do at least one more Halloween one, just because I like Halloween so much. I want to do at least one more Halloween one, and then I want to do some, like pumpkin-y, like different colored pumpkins. Almost like a centerpiece arrangement, almost like what you would expect on the table in a nice house on Thanksgiving when all the family comes in. Some kind of, centerpiece kind of design. So maybe a trio of pumpkins with some leaves and stuff like that. I also think I want to try something. I keep seeing, I don't know what I have on. Having a chip brush nearby is kind of nice if you get dusty stuff on your work area. You can just sweep it away. Now I forgot what I was saying. Yes, a scary spider. He is so terrified of spiders, which is probably why he picked that out. I do have an old spider one that we used to do on canvas that I could probably re-envision, kind of like this guy, turn it into something new. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I keep seeing everybody doing, and I have difficulty with this word, Mod Podge, whatever that stuff's called, where they're doing like a piece of wood and then they Mod Podge the like a napkin or some pretty tissue paper or something on there. And I think I want to do that with, I saved back when I went to that paint party the other day, I saved back one of the printouts that I give out, because I always give out printed instructions, because some people are visual learners, some people are verbal, like audio, they understand better if they hear it, and then other people understand things better if it's written. So I try to make sure I demonstrate, I have a written version of it, and then explaining it. And then of course I hum around helicopter mom and everybody to make sure that they got what they need and they understand what they're doing and answering any questions. So I have the printouts And I typically don't save them because, of course, they get paint on them. And then with COVID, I don't want to contaminate passing things back and forth. So I saved a couple of them. I want to get, I have a couple of scrap woods that are like much thicker than this, and I want to cut out the truck, that truck in a little chunk and Mod Podge that piece of paper from it, or on it, and see how that turns out, just because it's something I've never done before, and I like doing new things. So I wanted, because I want to do like some tiered tray, kind of little chunky wood pieces that would go on a tiered tray, or that would sit on a mantle, something like that. Just as kind of a, you know, an addition to what we already have, and maybe even something similar in like a garland that you could put on the, like the mantle, hanging from the mantle. All right, so this I'm gonna do. In the mock-up, I have little swirls on the scarf. So I've got some white paint, just plain white paint, and I got it a little wet so that it flows a little better, a little juicy. And I'm just, when I do that, I like to twist. Can you see that? My brush. So I drag it through and twist so that all the little bristles kind of get stuck to each other, because otherwise you'll end up with like some stray bristle. And then we're just going to put little swirls. I know it sounds difficult, but it's not that bad. As long as your paint's real juicy, liquidy, it'll flow pretty smooth. And there's no rhyme or reason to these things. They just little designs on his scarf. Oh, come on. I got that one so small I can't connect it. There we go. And I don't know why I like these swirly things, but I do. I've been putting them in backgrounds and stuff for years, just as filler. I think they're cute. And sometimes I go one way and sometimes I go the other way, so that they're not all like uniform and the same. And some are big and some are small. And you just kind of play with them until you find what you like. You could put like polka dots in here instead, or okay. Got him some swirlies. Alright, well I got this little tiny brush out. I think his eyes are dry enough that I could put his buttonholes on there. Maybe I don't want to do his buttonholes in white. Maybe I want to do his buttonholes in buttermilk. I think I do, because that's what his face color is. Okay, that should be dry enough. I got a little bit of buttermilk on here. Actually, I think I'm going to use the back of a brush for the buttermilk for a little one. That one's pretty tiny. So I'm just dipping the back of my brush in the paint. make sure I don't have too much on there, and I'm just going to put four little holes. Four little dots for the little buttonholes. And do the same thing on this side. Okay. Now, I'm going to make sure I wipe off the end of my brush. And now we're going to start doing, nose. I don't know why I keep trying to forget his nose. And this is jack-o'-lantern orange, I believe. Yeah, jack-o'-lantern orange. It's a pretty bright. Got dry paint flakes. Fell off of either my brush or that bottle. Try to get rid of them before I stick my hand into them and rub them in. I know, did I say I'm making a girl one? I didn't, but I could. That's actually a good idea. I'm going to need you to just think of all my ideas for me, because you were the one that decided I should paint this today, and that was a great idea. And now you said I should do a girl one. It would be like Raggedy Ann and Raggedy Andy. Do a female version of it. We could give her a little different kind of bonnet. And give her some more, maybe some lighter colored accessories. Just give her a little more femininity. That sounds like a great idea. And that's one of the things I like about painting live, is that so many times somebody says something to me in a live that inspires something else. Or even at paint parties, people have said things to me that have inspired something else. And art's just a wonderful, wonderful thing that we get to share with each other. I'm gonna need to put a little. Yes, you are my girl. I need to let that dry just a hair, and then we'll put another coat on it. I got more flakes. Just gonna sweep them off with my. There we go. All right, so I am going to. I'm going to use this smaller liner brush. And we're going to start putting some details. This is that part where girl, boy, and some corn. Yes, and some corn and some pumpkins. Yes. Ooh, it could be a whole set. Ooh, you got me thinking now. Yeah, I'm digging it. All right, so I'm just drying. I'm letting his nose dry because he needs another little coat on his nose. It's kind of see-through. I'm going to, I've got my little tiny liner brush and I'm just using some damp black, so it's got a little extra water in it. And I'm going to start with his hat area. And I'm just going to line, I don't want it to be like a solid line. I just want it to give like some indications of movement. I'm going to make my original a little bit bigger so I can remember where I put everything. There we go. That's what I thought. So I'm just using, and these lines don't have to be perfect and they don't have to be solid. I like them better when they don't connect. I know people get really nervous about trying to do like a straight line, or that the line has to have all the same thickness all the way through. It doesn't. It can be whatever you want your line to be like. And you know, if it's not the way you want it to be, you can always redo it. But the other thing is that nobody else knows that that's not the way you intended it to be. So you could just say you intended it to be that way, and nobody's going to know the difference. And I'm just doing that same thing I was showing you earlier, where I'm just spinning that brush in the paint. That way it pulls all those little bristles nice and tight together. These liner brushes, as they get older, their bristles want to flail out a little bit. A little more water, just to make that a little soupier. Today is like a busy craft day. There was like so many people going live on Facebook doing fall crafts today. I was kind of almost sad that I was coming to do my own because I couldn't watch theirs. But I guess I can always watch the replay. And you could, of course, do this part with a paint pen if you wanted to. Whatever makes you happy. Get my hand in the wet paint and then smear it all over the place. That won't be good, so I'm trying to avoid that, because I'm good for doing that. Yesterday, Jace got home and he's like, you know, you have paint all over your face. And I was like, of course I do, because I was just doing a live, and why wouldn't I get paint all over my face in the middle of it? And so I'm going to do a little bit of outlining around the hairs, just so that they kind of have like their own defined, each hair is its own hair. But not, I don't want it to be like too structured. I want it to be kind of loose, and like all the other lines that we had up here. We don't want anything that's just too too structured. Let's see, we got one that kind of comes right here. They almost look like little macaronis. His hair is macaroni. Trying not to be too heavy-handed. I don't want those lines too thick. I struggle with details. Oh, I do too, but they're like, it's like it's the fun part because that's where everything starts to come together. It is probably the most time consuming part. It almost feels like sometimes the details take as long as the rest of everything else. But it really is that part that kind of gives it the pizzazz that you feel like you achieved something. Especially for those at paint parties or when they get like art kits and stuff. I know we did a few of those back during COVID times, because you know people just couldn't get out. Ooh, that's way too much paint. It's kind of like a little surfer boy with all his blonde hair blowing in his face. And then he's got like some stitching that comes down the center of his face. I don't want to get too close to his nose because I think it's still a little wet. Oh, I know what I was going to say. Maria that was watching yesterday, she said she always paints with a Lazy Susan so that she can spin this stuff around a lot easier. I think I'm going to have to get one. Or, of course, as a crafter, make one. Because why wouldn't I? I want to put another coat on his nose before I put the stitching on his nose. So I'm going to skip down to his little smiley face. I don't think I can do that whole line without making a mistake, so I'm going to just do it in pieces. I thought it was a genius idea. I think I'm going to have to get me one of those. But like I said, all these lives, I learn something every day. All kinds of stuff people tell me about, and I get to watch other people doing stuff, and I'm just really enjoying being able to learn new things from other people and share, and it just makes me happy. Alright, ooh, I think I want to thicken up that line right there. And you know, we're all our own worst critics when it comes to art Like I will pick myself apart on some stuff and second guess and, oh, did I do that the way I should have done it, or was there a better way to do that, or those kind of things. So he's got some stitching that's holding his mouth together. I still got him in a good spot. I can't see my screen anymore, so I can't tell. I've got y'all in a good spot, but it looks like it. And then we're going to do, he's got a few little stitches down here at the bottom of his burlap head that comes out from underneath there. And same thing on this side of his little burlap head. Or at least I imagine he's made from burlap. In my world, he is. And then he's also got a few lines, like where the neck is cinched together, that come out like so. I can do this without sticking my hand in anything that's wet right now. I don't think I have too much that's wet up here. Just like some little folds in that burlap sack on his head. Oh, it is so starting to come together. He is so looking so cute. Alright, so now I want to do just kind of like I did in the hat up here with a few little lines to just give things some structure. Yeah, if you don't follow, I'll have to put her name in there. It's Maria's little, I think it's little craft something. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'm bad with remembering things like that. I just know I know her when I see her. She's got a bunch of cute stuff, and she's good. I like her a lot. So I'll tag her. If you don't follow her, you should. Diane, oh my goodness. Long time, girl. Long time. How are you? Oh, he's so cute. I'm for sure going to try him today. Oh, I'm so excited. I can't wait to see what he looks like. You better send me pictures. Oh, and you're going to cut him out with a laser, too. Ooh, I'm excited. And he is starting to come together. Starting to look like what he's supposed to look like. He's out of his ugly duckling stage. And I certainly thought I was going to need to pull that tracer back out and retrace some of these details that I might have lost. But I don't think I lost anything. I think we got all that we intended to have. That little stitch got kind of big. I think I'm going to make it a little longer. I need one more water. Thought I was going to drop that right on myself. Oh, that's what it doing. And then I need to go back and add a tiny bit of orange to his nose so that it's a little more opaque. It's a little see-through right now. He's so handsome. I'm so happy with how he turned out. Alright, so we are almost done. So I guess I'll start saying goodbye. I enjoyed painting with y'all today. I hope everybody enjoyed it as well. Like I was saying, we're going to be adding the I'm here for the booze as a paint kit on the website. I'll get it added here in the next hour or so after I get done with this live. We also have the template available on the website, and the template for this guy is available on the website already. I'm going to dry his nose a little bit. If you guys want to get text notifications when I go live, you can text the word live to 833-541-2918. And then, of course, you know, all those things that we all want people to do, like, share, all that good stuff. I need to get my followers built up, so y'all help me do that. I think I might do a giveaway maybe next month or so. I don't know what yet, but I'm rattling it around in my brain, so I'll let y'all know when I decide on that and get it set up. Get the little stitches holding his nose in place. Girl, we need to paint together more. Absolutely. It's a shame you're so far away. It would be fun to paint in person with you. I guess if I ever make it out that way, we'll have to get together, have lunch, and paint. Alright, I think that he is all done. He's turning out so cute. Alright, here he is. It's Mr. Fall Scarecrow. Go check him out on the website if you want to get the template and all the other goodies we got going on. Thank you so much for hanging out and painting with me today. Love you guys. See you later. I'll probably be back on Monday.